Stuck into the Euros. Monks, can you find us some highlights, please, of some of the games? I think we'll start with Denmark getting past Wales 4-0.
Pumped them. Absolutely pumped them. This was actually closer than the scoreline suggested. I think the possession was 52-48% in favour of the Danes. There was a brace for Kasper Dolberg. He's a 23-year-old striker there. Not really established. Yep. So we talk about the Euros and how it's a really good test for a lot of these players to showcase their skills and get scouted. So he's at Nice in France, not a massive club. I imagine there might be a few phone calls for him from some bigger clubs. And, mate, we spoke about Christian Eriksen a few weeks ago and an absolute freak accident. The script's just riding here for the Danes. They're into the quarterfinals. I think they're sneaky good.
Yeah, well, they could possibly, and we'll talk about England in a moment, but it wouldn't surprise me if it comes down to England and Denmark
in the semi.
Yeah, in that semi, in that place to then possibly go to lose to either Belgium or Italy.
Yeah, well, or Spain.
Or Spain as well, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's crazy the draws.
Yeah, it's all. Saturday, it seems pretty lopsided. But anyways, Denmark, they're a bit of a smoky at the moment. Speaking of Italy, they had to go through extra time to get past Austria, 0-0 at full time, and then 3 goals in extra time. There was a Marko Arnautovic goal that was disallowed for offside. That would have broken a few Austrian hearts. He was probably offside by about a boot. But they went that close to knocking off Italy in regulation. And then Federico Chiesa is church in Italian, and tell you what, he had the Italians bloody praying after he joined his father Enrico. First father-son pairing ever to score at the Euros. Enrico scored at Euro 96.
That's cool,
isn't it? Yeah, you and your old man goals at a major tournament. Yeah. And we were speaking about him last week. Matteo Pessina was sort of calling him, big shoes, obviously, but the Italian Cante, in the fact that he's just come up meteoric,
red hot,
meteoric rise from 3rd division to 2nd division to 1st division, and now he scored back-to-back goals for Italy. So Italy goes through there. Probably the first real big upset of the quarters was the Czech Republic doing the Netherlands 2-0.
Yeah, I think we said it last week as well with Netherlands. They're not the Netherlands they were. Yeah,
no,
last World Cup or the World Cup before.
But after looking at that group stage, nine points.
Untouched.
Looked fine. Looked really good.
And you'd think it's Czech Republic, so it was a big upset actually.
Yeah, they should have scored a goal in the first half. It was Daniel Malin. He did the old try to get, he had a clear run, didn't take the shot, tried to tried to go around the keeper. The big touch.
Yeah,
and usually at full pace that works. But the Czech keeper Thomas Vaslik just slid in and took the ball, and that was a really big moment in the game. The biggest moment in the game was when Matthijs de Ligt he got sent for a deliberate handball. It was one of those ones that the ball was past him and the Czech striker was running after it, and he was just outside the box but put the hand out to rip the ball back.
Yeah.
Got given a yellow, then they reviewed it and they gave him a straight red. So the Dutch went down to 10 men, and that's when the goals came through. There for Thomas Hollis and Patrick Schick, who's actually, that was his 4th goal of the tournament.
He scored that worldie from from the car park.
That was him. And then one of the biggest matchups, I suppose, was Belgium and Portugal going at it.
Yeah,
Belgium coming away 1-0 winners. Portugal had more possession. They had way more shots. Torgan Hazard scored for the Belgians.
Good
goal. Really nice goal. And I suppose the big talking point out of this one is Ronaldo. He's 36 years of age. He had 5 goals this tournament. He currently leads this tournament. That's ridiculous as a top goal scorer. You know who's leading the Copa America as well? Messi.
Yeah.
What do you?
Unbelievable.
And I think he scored the most international. He overtook. Or he equaled, what's his name?
An Iranian
Ali
Day. Yeah. Household name there.
Obviously, but he's had it for years. 109,
190. No, 109. And 109, and he's played 179 international caps, something like that.
And Ronaldo's equal with him now, so you'd think he plays a couple more years, gets that record.
Well, the World Cup's next year.
We'll play that, and then you'd imagine that's
Yeah, he'll be
36. We talk about
he'll be
Sean Burgoyne
37.
doing well. God.
Yeah.
He's the Tom Brady of soccer. He'll play into his 40s.
Like, you've
we
seen
laugh
his
about
rig.
it,
Like, his
rig,
rig is
and he's out
immaculate.
there, and he's like one of the best players at the moment at the Euros. Like,
Yeah.
he's the leading goal scorer. So it's not out of the realm of possibility. So yeah, heartbreak for Portugal, the defending champs, but they're gone. And then that leads us into Magic Monday, two of the craziest games you'll ever see in your life. Spain Croatia was the early one. It was 3-3 after full time. Spain really dominated the stats. They had 64% of the possession, 91% of the passing accuracy, but they had this boys.
Score an own goal.
The boys are watching. It was a long back pass, and it just went straight under the backup keeper Simon's feet.
There's a reason keepers are keepers. So.
But man, you know what you'd want to do? You'd hope that he's got a fucking shovel underneath one of his shin pads there so he could dig a hole and fucking hide in it, because doing that when the world's watching, the poor bloke. An absolute clanger there. So it finished 3-3, if you will, and then two extra time goals to Alvaro Morata and McKay. Oyarzabal, we'll go with that for the Spaniards. And it's frustrating being a punter on social media this week. There's so many people that don't understand the difference between a win, draw, loss market and to qualify. So plenty of people. Well, what the hell?
Didn't hit. They're winning. They're winning. What? The game hasn't finished. Why is my sports bet have mucked up? You have mucked up by gambling because you don't know how to do it properly.
Yeah, give me your money and I'll lose it for you.
100%. Save your coin.
At least I understand how it works. So a 1-3 game goes into another 3 game, and again we've spoken about the Czechs doing the Dutch. This is even bigger.
Oh, this was
even
massive
bigger.
upset.
This was the tournament
in
favourite.
recent.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking about the World Cup champs, and
the second seed for this, weren't they? Behind Belgium.
No, they were. Well, they don't have seeds, but they were the favourite. They were the favourites. Yeah. No, you're right. So Belgium is world ranking.
Sorry.
You're right. Yeah, Belgium are ranked number 1 in the world at the moment. But a lot of people had France highly touted to take the silverware here, and Switzerland goes out and they fucking did them. It was 3-3. It was a red hot game. I think it was that
some good goals.
Yes, I think that Seferovic had a brace. Benzema had a brace. You see the Pogba goal?
Yeah. He's so different.
When he plays for France, he doesn't do that for United. Not as United suffering
well
fans,
aware.
But a good back and forth game too. Like and Switzerland, like France's team on paper, you think, like they're so good. Like if you had on FIFA, they're a 5-star team and they're so highly rated. But Switzerland just, I don't know, they played with a bit of flair. They were quick with the ball. They passed well. And then a massive boil over in the penalties.
I think there's a few of the Swiss as well that are at Mönchengladbach together. I don't know if that helps them out that much. But you look at
this goal here.
You look at them on paper, and fuck me, like it should be so one-sided.
God, Pogba's such an enigma.
Oh, isn't he?
Look at that one touch and then
it's ridiculous. Bang, top right. No one is saving that ever.
To see some of the Switzerland fans in this too, getting towards the end of the game,
taking their lids off and stuff.
Yeah, going from 3-1, being down, being distraught, to tying it back up and going into extra time. That's why you have fans have crowds at games, and you have the fans in the stadiums.
So we're watching the highlights now. So it's 81st minute, and France are up 3-1. And then Seferovic heads home there.
That's 10 minutes till full time.
It's 3. There you go. You got that.
What percentage of the half is that, man?
What about injury time?
Is it 25% or 15?
Anyways, like 10 minutes out, as a Swiss fan, you're probably thinking, oh, well, may as well pack the bags. We'll be flying out tomorrow. Yeah. And turns out
20 seconds ago.
Yeah, they get a 90th minute. Look at that. Bang.
Varane looking silly on the floor there.
Oh, my goodness. And the boys get around each other here. And then it was actually, it was back and forth in extra time here, but it ended up going the distance. And then went to pens. No Swiss blokes missed theirs. Yeah. Kylian Mbappe comes out. Oh. You know, he is the youngest player on that French squad still.
Is he 21?
I think he's 21, yeah. I think in that World Cup. I think he's 22.
22.
I think he's 22.
Right there.
I think in that World Cup he was 19.
Yep.
So and he's played 44 international games. So he's an absolute superstar. Unfortunately,
This is going to be
massive
Mbappe.
superstar for France.
Yeah.
Well, he's probably one of the. Is he the biggest name in the France team?
Yeah.
easy.
Easy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's top 5 in the world.
Yep.
Oh, it's a stinker, isn't it too?
It just didn't.
Well,
It just
it's a
didn't
really
put.
good save though. It's not.
He doesn't put enough left.
It's not top corner.
He leaves it where it's savable.
Savable there. Jan Sommer.
But again, like this all-time talent, one of the best players in the world.
Put it top corner,
This is
bottom
what people
corner.
are going to get stuck into him about now. So he needs to shake this and
Maybe a bit of nerves.
yeah, exactly.
The whole game's
he was holding up
relying on
the World Cup trophy. So
Yeah. So Jan Sommer comes through with a big save there to get Switzerland through to the quarters, and the tournament favourites are gone.
and gone. New tournament favourites.
Not England.
Sportsbet's paid out of them.
It's coming up. Yeah, it's crazy. Hey,
They've paid out.
they paid out.
Paid out.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
So I think it just goes to show, doesn't it? The money's better off in your account, so you can lose it again.
Either that or no one was betting on England. It was like, there's 10 blokes have bet on them. It was like, fine, pay them out.
We were saying they were very short. They were second favourites according to our bookies here. But Harry Kane, he went within a bee's dick before the half. It was actually a really nice slide for Mats Hummels to save the ball from going in the back of the onion bag there. And then Jordan Pickford had one of the saves of the tournament so far.
worldie.
That Kai Havertz shot was an absolute rocket. And then it all happened late. It was the 75th minute. Raheem Sterling, shout out to the USA soccer guy, Raheem British Dollar.
Yep.
I don't know. For some reason, I find that funny.
It is funny.
He got him ahead, and the crowd at Wembley's going nuts. And
The crowd's insane. Hey?
Oh, isn't it? So 42,000 allowed in there at Wembley. I imagine that's half, or maybe it's 60.
Yeah, you'd say it's
so maybe it's 2/3, something
Yeah.
like that.
I think they put 80 in there for the boxing, but so maybe it's like a 60-something, 70 for.
Yeah, look at it in the background there.
There's a lot of
This,
full
the-
seats.
Oh, yeah. And,
I think in the upper decks it was a lot emptier, but yeah.
mate, fucking scenes. Fucking scenes.
Oh, yeah.
And Harry Kane headed home in the 85th. There's a big hoodoo with Germany playing England in knockout.
England?
Major tournament.
Well, in
tournaments.
major tournaments. Well, one I think was in England. I think that was 96 Euros. They knocked them out in front of their home fans. But they also have knocked them out in the 1990 and 2010 World Cups. And I think the Germans have gone on to win silverware. Definitely in 2010 they won that. Yeah. A massive result for the Poms here, getting through them. And who do they get next? They get
The
Ukraine.
They got Ukraine.
And
then they'll get the winner
they'll
of
get winner of
Switzerland
Denmark and Czech Republic.
Czech Republic. Yes.
So really easy draw for England. I mean, they should be at the final, absolute minimum.
Yeah. Easier than Italy, Portugal, and Spain on the other side.
Well, Portugal are gone.
Portugal are gone.
Oh, sorry, no,
definitely
Belgium.
no chance
Why did I
now.
say Portugal? I meant Belgium. Sorry,
Yep.
Belgium, Italy, and France, and Spain. I'm fucking it up.
The last game. Oh, did you have a point there, mate?
No, I was just going to say it's Switzerland, Spain, Belgium, and Italy.
Yeah.
Before we get to the quarters, Ukraine and Sweden, the
Massive finish in this one.
The Parramatta Eels, they both played each other. The blue and yellows, and this was massive as well. So this was 1-1 at the end of full time. That rocket that we just saw from Man City's Zinchenko was nice for Ukraine, and then that one there is a deflected goal for Emil Forsberg for the
unlucky.
Swedes. Yeah, very unlucky. Forsberg actually went on to hit the woodwork after that. And then I suppose
Look at that.
the big talking point. Oh,
Right into injury time. Oh.
Yeah, but we didn't have it here in the highlights, and you put it in the groupie, was that Marcus Danielson challenge on one of the Ukrainians.
yuck, that was bad.
Looked like a broken leg, and he got a straight red.
Yep.
And then it was hard for the Swedes after that, but they managed
Yeah,
to
the hardcores aren't very happy about that as well. Like, why would you go in for a challenge like that?
It was nasty.
Because it's very nasty.
It was nasty.
It's essentially studs up, coming in at
Studs
the
up,
knee,
straight
like,
into his shin.
Brain fade. Yeah, just a real brain fade.
And they nearly snuck home to the penalty shootouts. It was the 121st minute there, and it was Artem Dovbyk who's in his second game ever, first goal.
Crazy, hey.
Good
Never
time to get
forget
one.
that, yeah.
Good time to get
I think
one.
did he come off the bench? I
Off the
think?
bench.
Yeah.
Yep, off the bench.
Like, and that's an all-time moment. The Euro, they've actually provided a lot of highlights, a lot of really cool moments this tournament. So it's good. You know, we obviously missed out on the World Cup. The Olympics. We missed out on the Euros last year.
Euros
sorry.
last year.
Euros.
Olympics. So
They're a
that's
Euro.
right. Sorry, I'm mixing up. So it's great to have the tournament back, fans in the stands, and to have all these really cool moments and some sick goals as well.
Yeah.
Worldies.
It's been good viewing. Who have we got from here on in now that we've got that quarterfinal matchups? Switzerland, Spain, Belgium, Italy, Czech Republic, Denmark, England, Ukraine.
It's very hard to go against England. Like, they've got.
You think that
They've got the path to the final.
They should get to the final.
should get
there.
the final.
Yeah.
My smoky there is Denmark. I think on paper they've got some really nice players.
Talking about and they're well-known players, so that goes a long way when you play in major competitions.
Even
around the
without
world.
Eriksen, they've got Braithwaite. He's at Barcelona. Christensen from Chelsea. Schmeichel, the keeper from Leicester. Kjaer, he's played like 110 international games at centre back. I think, if anyone can challenge them, I think it's them. But who knows? Who knows? It's football. Czech Republic and Ukraine, probably no one had them getting this far.
Yeah, exactly.
So they'll have the weight of their nations behind them.
Well, one of Belgium and Italy are going to be in the semis. You'd imagine Spain knock off the Swiss.
Yep.
So, it would be so England for them not to make the final from here, but they have to make the final. Like, their team's just too good.
And you know what else as well? If they can win this game, it's in Rome against Ukraine. The rest of the games are at Wembley.
Yeah,
semis and final are at Wembley.
Yeah.
So that's
Huge advantage.
unquantifiable. Playing in front of your home crowd. Seeing a full Wembley Stadium crying and disappointed, that kind of gets me excited.
So that's my thoughts. I think it'll be England, Denmark get through to there, and the winner of that match will then go on to the loser from probably Spain and I hope Italy.
See, it's a couple of good Italian boys here.
Yeah, maybe. It's a massive team to get there in Belgium for the Italians, but they haven't really put a foot wrong. They kind of limped home in extra time there against the Austrians, but from their group stage form, the Italians are looking pretty good. But as well, Belgium on paper, my goodness.
They're red hot.
In a week's time, we'll be those quarters will be finished.
The quarters will be done.
And
Yep.
depending on when we do our podcast, it'll either be set. We'll be talking about the upcoming semis or the resultant semis.
Yes.